Here is Nora's butterfly. So you're diving in, going down, having to come up. We've just got to be able to get it so that you are diving out just a little bit further and not having to come up nearly as high. We've got pretty good rhythm going on. I would like to see every time those arms go in up here, you get into a little bit more of a reach. You're going, as soon as those arms are entering the water, you're just going right into that next catch. Every time those hands enter the water and you're extending out in front, you almost get about a 1.5 glide. That'll help get you a little bit of a resting and a little bit more extension. So right in through here, press on that chest a little bit more, and then get into that next stroke. So just be a little bit more patient. We are having a very kind of wave motion. I would like to see things a little bit tighter. So try and swim your butterfly just a little bit more like freestyle, and a little bit like a teeter-totter, so then it's just kind of going up and down. We don't want that massive wave motion, and some of that will just be eliminated by being able to reach out in front of you a little bit more and put the pressure on your chest instead of really working diving underneath the water. Keep it up. Nice job at camp. Here is Nora's butterfly. See her push off, kind of the same angle. Really just work on trying to get things out just a little bit further. As you go for your breakout, you're coming up real high. Again, we always want to think about going as close to a straight line as possible. So when you're diving in, going down real deep and then having to come up real deep, you're actually having to swim just a little bit longer, and then that makes it so you're a little bit slower and actually working harder than you need to. As we slow things down going through that recovery, your palms are facing down a little bit, and so what happens with that is you tend to drop the elbows, and then as you get a little bit more tired and fatigued further into a swim, it's going to be a lot harder for you to get your arms all the way out of the water. So when your hands exit the water at the finish of the stroke, really think about maintaining those palms up towards the ceiling, so then you're going to be able to get your arms in at the front end with a little bit more power and not having to plow them through the water. As we go through the turn, we see we're kind of coming in, you're lifting up, and then we're kind of looping around. We want to make sure, go straight in, come straight back out. So once you hit that wall with your hands, really think about driving those knees up right underneath you and staying nice and low. When you drive your knees up underneath, you kind of flip yourself backwards, and then make sure you're putting a little bit more pressure onto that left shoulder. As we go in for the finish here, we're starting to lose a little bit of our hips, so your body is almost kind of in this upward direction. We want to make sure that every time your arms go in up front, that you get your hips to come up. So butterfly is very much like a teeter-totter, so when your chest is in, when your arms are going in, you want to make sure that the back of you gets up closer to the surface. So we got to just really make sure that you get that press on your chest and be able to be just a little bit more relaxed to be able to pop those hips up. Also, as we're getting a little bit tired here, I'm seeing it kick and kick. We've got to make sure that we're getting both those kicks in. Get the kick in on when your hands enter the water, and then as your hands are exiting the water at the back end of that stroke, that's where that second kick happens. As we go in for that finish here, timing worked out real well for you, and it looks like we're doing a pretty good job there. Very nice job, Nora.